Hey dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And on my table, you see already, I am also ready for a new DIY inspiration. Of course, I have here my tumbler towel blocks. I always say for the tumbler towel blocks, I hope you always have a package of 4 until 5 packets in your home. Then you can always make every DIY. Of course, we use some paint. Of course, use some paint at your choice. I have here my container with everything I need most of the time for my DIYs, like the hot glue, the mud pot, some twine, some scissors, some brushes, everything you could need. So I have it always nice in a container. And of course, my scissor of my saucer with an old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet to wipe away the glue. So these are the main things we need for this DIY. What we're going to make, a decorative ladder. But of course, we will see how this will turn out because I have this time also not an idea what I exactly want. I have something in my head, but I don't know if it will work out. So I hope you do this together with me. So we are going to start with our 3 blocks. We're just going to glue them together on the longest side, so very easy. And on this one, and number 3 is the close you up, squeeze them together this way until one piece. This is already one. We're going to get another one of 3 over here. And of course, you can choose any leather you like. I keep it a neutral so everyone can make it, and it's also fitting for everyone's decor because not everyone likes leathers in their house. Of course, we have 3 again. We do some glue on the side and on this one, and we're going to squeeze it together. And again, make sure that you wipe away the glue you don't need, and redo it again. And this is already 3 pieces, and we are going to need not 3 pieces of 3, we need 20 pieces of 3. So it's a lot, 20 pieces of 3. And you see already I have my 17 pieces on the table because I already made 3 together with you. So I'm going to do this a little bit faster or else it will be very boring. So I'm going to glue them together a little faster. So I have here in front of me, I have my 20 pieces of 3. We are going to get 4 pieces, and what we're going to do, we're going to make a nice little box, kind of a square. I need some glue over here also. I'm going to place them together. Everyone who is already a long time knows exactly how to make this one. We're going to place this one on this side, and the last, of course, on this top. And we're closing it up on the side, and we're going to place it very carefully because everything is not totally dry yet, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and we're going to let this dry. This is already one, and we can, from the 20 pieces, we can make 5 squares of this one. You see already I have 3 of the boxes, and this is number 4. And you see already I need 5. I told you we need 20 pieces of 3. And you see already this is not 20 pieces. this is 16 pieces of 3. So I just totally miscounted. I thought I had 20, but I didn't. You probably already did see it, and you thought, in a moment she will get the light is going on and she sees that it's only 16. So you see I need still again 4 pieces of 3 because I need 20 pieces of 3 to make 5 boxes. So I'm going to make this in a hurry so we can do the next step. So this is already 1, 2, 3, number 4. This will be number 5. And you see, we have our 5 pieces finally on a row. So we are going to get number 1. We're going to do some glue on the inside over here. And we're going to place number 2 on top. And this way. Feel with your fingers that you have it in a straight line. Give it a little bit of pressure. And this way, we're going to do some glue over here. And again, go around the square. And we're going to place number 3 on top. And again, feel with your fingers. Give it a little bit of pressure. And again, make sure that he is in a straight line. Of course, also here a little bit we're doing adjusting this way. And now we're going to go for number 3. Again, go around the lines. And we place number 4. And again, feel with your fingers, give it a little bit of pressure, not too much. And this is already number 4. Now we're going to do the last, number 5. We do it a little on the inside because if the glue is running inside, it's not too big of a problem. And we're going to place the last one on top, give it a little bit of pressure again. And feel with your fingers, turn it around. And this way. And now you have a nice first piece of your letter H, because I'm going to do the letter H. So I'm going to do again the same one like this one, because he has 2 pieces. I'm going to make again, and now this time 20 pieces of 3. And now I hope I really have 20 pieces of 3. But don't worry, I will do it a little bit faster so you don't have to see everything. You see, I have my 20 pieces of 3 for the second part of our H. Of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make my little squares, of course, also a little faster. You see, I have my 5 blocks again, and I'm going to place again the same like we did with the other one. We are going to do the lining around with some glue, and we're going to place this one on top. Make sure that you have a nice straight line, give it a little bit of pressure, and feel with your fingers and get it as straight as you can. We're going to do for number 3 again some glue around. This is so easy to make. And we're going to do number 3 on top. And again, give it a little bit of pressure. Also here, we're going to turn it around, feel with our fingers. So we have it very nice in a nice line, because as best as you can. Of course, it's not always perfect, but you also can get your sanding of your sandpaper and that just sand a little away if it doesn't is totally straight. But I always love that it always gives a little bit more character if not everything is totally perfect, because nothing in life is totally perfect. So even my DIYs are not. You see already, I can even count. So it doesn't matter, but at the end, if everything is working out, it's always a nice, a nice way. So, and again, the last one, we're going to give it a little pressure again. And over here, we're going to feel with our fingers, we're going to turn it and make sure that we have everything on the place we want to have it. It still needs a little adjustment over here. And we're going to let this one dry also. Now we're going to go for the middle piece of the H. For the middle piece, we are going to do the same, but we're going to start with making 1, because I don't know if I like 1 in between or 2 in between. So first I'm going to start with 1, and then I'm going to look for if I like 1 or maybe if I want 2. So, but if I already make them, then I already have maybe a waste of my blocks, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to make first 1 with the chance I have to make another one, but I'm going to try first with 1 of the blocks in between, and then we will see if I like it, or maybe it is a little bit too small. So I give this a couple of minutes rest, and I gave it a couple of minutes. I know he's not totally dry, so if he is going, if he breaks, it doesn't matter, because I can easily glue it together again, because it is wood glue. It's very forgiving, so you can very easily do it again in each other. It still is gluing. Yeah, it's gluing. I'm going to do on this side, and then we're going to, of course, I have to do it this way, or else he doesn't have the glue on the side. So again, make a nice square like we already made a lot today. So, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So I already did look with one eye to my two pieces for my edge, and I place it a little bit in between, and it's much too small because I want to look to look like a little shelf. So one is too much, I would say, but it's too less. So I'm going to go for at least two. So I'm going to make one extra, but I'm going to do it a little faster. So you see, I have now my two little boxes. What I'm going to do, of course, I do two, but if you want to have it even wider, you can also go wider. I'm going to do some glue on this. I have to look for if I have them straight. Yes, I have some glue around, and I'm going to glue this one also very easy together, like we did also with the left and the right side of the letter H. Of course, we have to go a little to this side, make sure that everything is fitting nicely on top of each other. This way, give it some pressure again, and we're going to let this dry, and then we can glue it in between the other two pieces of the H. And we have now our letter H, so we're going to go further in a moment with it, but first we're going to make the other letters. You don't have to do it if you only like the letter H, it's also fine, but I'm going to change it up a little, at least I hope I will. So I take 4 blocks, and I'm going to do some glue on this top and on this top, and place it down. I do it on this top and on this top. I place it down, and I'm going to place this one over here, this one over here, and this one will be the closure up. Squeeze it and redo it until you have it nicely in one letter O. And I'm going to give it a little moment a rest. So I was looking at my letter O, but I think he is not fitting with my H. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get another 4, and I'm going to make a double up because I don't like it. I really don't like it. So I'm going to double it up and do some glue over here and over here, and we do the same. We glue this together. We glue this one over here at the ending, and this one over here. We're going to squeeze it and make sure that we get it nicely in the blocks, because we don't want that pieces are sticking out. So like this, we're going to get our wet towel, wipe away the glue, and we're going to let this one dry also. So, and we gave it a couple of minutes, and we just do some glue in the middle, over here, a little here and a little here, and here, and we're going to place them on top of each other so we make one thicker letter. And we're going to feel with our fingers so everything is fitting nicely. So we're going to let this one dry. You see, we're going to make now the letter M, but of course you see already it has to be the same size. So we're going to go for this one, but this is a little bit too long. So first I'm going to glue them together this way, and this is already top, but of course we're going to cut off a little piece later. We're going to do again 2 blocks together, and this one we do another one because the letter M has 3 legs, and we do another one over here and over here, and we're going to give this some drying time. I think at least do a half hour, so it's easier to sew it in pieces. So I'm going to let this dry in, and of course we are going to double it up. So this 4 is already for the first layer, and we are going to go now for the second layer of our letter M, and we're going to make again 4 pieces of 2. We do the same on the tops, glue together, and over here, and this one over here, and the last. And we're going to give this also some time to dry, a half hour. So because we don't want to have the mistake that one piece will be longer than the other one, we are already gluing them on top of each other. So we're going to place this on top of here, this one on top of here. Very easy. We do this on top of here, and the last, and this one on top of here. So we're going to place it aside, squeeze it, and press it in one line. We do here the same. Make one line, squeeze it, and number 3 also. You see already he was totally out of line, and this one the same. Make sure that everything is fitting nicely as best as you can over here, and I'm going to wipe away the glue. So, and now we also again give it a couple of minutes drying. In the meantime, while our M is drying, we're going to make the letter A, and of course we use 3 blocks. We're going to do this one, and this one. Again, do some glue on this side, and we're going to glue it over here in a straight line, and this one over here and also in a straight line. And because we are going to double it up, we're going to make another one like this. 3 blocks. We do some glue on each side. On this side, we're going to place it over here. Do this one over here, and make sure that we squeeze all together and wipe away the glue. And now we take one block and we take on top of each other. Very easy. Do a little glue in the middle, place it on top, place them on the side in a straight line, and squeeze it. And we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going to let this dry also. So we gave it a couple of minutes, and now we're going to do some glue in the middle also over here in the line and over here, and we're going to place them on top of each other. Very easy. Place them on the side, squeeze it like this, and we're going to let it rest. And of course in a moment we're going to get our pencil, and we're going to make marks where we want to cut it. What we're going to do right now, we're going to place them this way, so you have the widest side of the block on top. We are going to use this on the top side. We're going to measure out where we need to cut, because you want to have an M, but he must not be too big. So I think more like this. So it's very easy. I'm just get my pencil, and I have to look for this way, and I'm going to cut off a little piece over here. So this is already one line I must cut off. And now you see already, if we place it over here, we place the letter O next to each other, you see already it's very easy where you need to cut your piece. You see already it's over here. So we can, of course, what you also can do is place this on top, the letter O, place it over here and make a mark like this. And then you can mark them all the same way. You see? It's very easy to do. You can use your ruler. So this are the marks, and then we're going to cut off, and then we're going to make the letter N. So you see already I have my 4 pieces which are cut off. We're going to use 3 of them as legs, and the other one will be on top. So what we're going to do, we're going to do some glue on the top side. We do here some glue on the top side and on this one. As you already, I just cut off a little piece. I think you already can see it. So place it over here. We're going to glue this one on here. We could glue this one over here. I have to look for, I'm going to do this one over here. So of course exactly in the middle, and this one will be over here. And now of course I have to be careful because it's still not dried in. So again this way, and you see if you place the letter H next to it, it's the same measurement. So that's already a nice thing. I have the leftovers from the endings which I did cut off before. Maybe I'm going to look for if I can use one of them for the letter A. And of course you see already I don't have to cut this one. You see already this one is fitting nicely for the letter A. So I'm going to use one of this one to glue it inside. I'm going to look for the one I like the best. I think I'm going to go for this one. Maybe I have to turn it. No, that's not a great, nice side. So maybe I'm going to, this way it will look nice, but maybe this one is better. So you always have to look for which is fitting the best. You see, if I do this one, it will be a little bit crooked, and that's not what we like. So I'm going to go for, and this one's also not a nice, really cut. So I'm going to go for this one, like this. But first I'm going to let this dry in. So I found the one that I really like. So I'm going to place this one in between, and I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure, and I'm going to let this dry in also. And I'm going to keep these pieces also for if I must use them later. So also the letter A is finished. So we already have our letters. Now we go further with our letter H. So we have our two pieces, our bigger ones and our smaller ones. I'm going to glue mine. I'm going to place one down. I'm going to look for which one I like the best. Or maybe I'm going to also can turn it around. And I'm going to do this one on the side and this one on the side. So I think I'm going to go for over here, this way. I'm going to look for which is fitting the best. Just try with your pieces and look for where it is looking the nice. Maybe you have to turn it one. And you see when if I turn it, this is already fitting better than the other side. That's always because blocks are always working and it's not exactly the same size. So just going to work with it and look where you like to have it. I think I'm going to go for this one. So, and then I'm going to glue this one on top of here. But first I'm going to glue this one. So I'm going to do some glue on the sides over here. And I'm going to place it exactly in the middle of the middle block of my the size of the letter H. Give it a little bit of pressure, and we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So I did wait a couple of minutes. I'm going to glue now some glue on the inside of this one over here, and we're going to place this one over here on top of here. And of course I have to look that I have it in a straight line. I have to feel with my fingers because we don't want to have it that it is not fitting nicely. So give it some pressure, and I feel with my fingers on the front side, and of course I feel that the glue is coming out, but that doesn't matter. I'm just going to feel if everything is straight the best I can. Maybe I have to redo it a little over here. And now I'm going to give it a little paint can on top of here, and then we're going to let it rest for at least 1.5 hours. So if everything is correctly, you have now the letter H, of course the O, the M and the A. So what we're going to do now, we're going to give them some extra to give them a little bit more like a high-end look. So I'm going to place this one at the side, and of course also the letter H. What we're going to do, we're going to get 4 blocks, and we're going to make cute little stands for under it to finish it off a little, because if you are looking now, he's just on some wood, and it doesn't, I don't think it looks very nice. So what we're going to do, we make a kind of a square, but a flat one. So we glue this one on this one at the ending. We do some glue over here on the ending, and we place this one against this corner, squeeze it, and now we only need to do on the top over here and a little on this side. And we're going to place it very easily on each other this way. And we're going to give it a little bit of pressure. Of course, you have to work with it. And make sure that all the blocks have a nice straight line over here. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. And we're going to make a second one because he has 2 feet. So we do some glue. And again, we're going to squeeze this in this corner. We're going to squeeze this one in the other corner over here. And again, squeeze it. And now we only need to close it up with some glue over here, a little over here. And we're going to place it inside, the same like we did with the other one. And give it a little bit of pressure. And give it a couple of minutes drying. So in the meantime, while these two are drying, I'm going to get 8 blocks for my set of loose block. Of course, you can use the letters O, M and A just loose next to the letter H. So you don't have to glue them together. So, but I'm going to make one piece of it. So I'm going to do 4 pieces of 2. So very easy. We're going to glue them together on this straight line. This is 1. We do here also some glue. Place this one against each other. And number 3. Again, squeeze it. And the last of 2. Also squeeze it. Make a straight line. Squeeze. Press it together. And this one over here the same. And this one the same also. And we're going to wipe away the glue because it's a little bit much coming out. So, and of course I do it in a moment. I do paint it in a nice creamy color. But for everyone who loves the glam look, don't worry. Most of the time if you see tumbling towel blocks, you think, oh, that's not my kind of thing. But if you give it a nice spray paint in gold, silver or copper, it will look also amazing. So you can use it in any decor. So don't worry about it. Just give it a try. And of course, just do it, and then maybe you will see that also with tumbling towel blocks you can make a nice glam home decor piece. We're going to place it on the side. We do some glue over here, place it against each other. We do some glue over here and this one. And now we're going to make one big piece out of it. Again, make sure that everything has a nice shape. And again, I'll wipe away the glue. And now we're going to let this dry also at least for a half hour. So now we have our 2 pieces which we are going to do on the underside of our letter. And of course we want to measure out where we want to have them. So it's very easy. Just place your letter A and then you're going to place this one on the spot you want to have them. So over here in the middle. And this one needs to be in the middle. And then you can easily turn your piece over, and of course I hope I can show it to you on camera. You do some glue over here on the underside and of course on the inside as much as you can, because then the glue is not running out too much. And again, coming over here, and of course do a little bit outside so all the pieces are coming in some glue. We're going to turn it over, and if everything is correctly, I hope that we have it in the middle, but we will see. I think mine needs to go out a little bit, so I hope I have it now in a straight line. I'm going to place it down. Of course, you still can redo it the way you want to have it, and of course I need to work a little bit mine on this side. But take your time for it and then give it some pressure on top with some paint cans. And then it glues nicely together. So I'm going to give it some time to dry. So the squares under our H are drying. Now we need to glue our letters, the O, the M and the A. What I'm going to do, I think I'm going to go mine a little sideways, or maybe this way, and then of course this one in the other direction, but glue them any way you like, because this is just an example and you can go as crazy as you like. So I think, but I want to keep it not too heavy that it is really sideways, but of course we're just going to look, we're just going to do some glue and we're just going to place it where I think it looks nice, but I have to be sure that I have inside of on the middle. So over here I'm going to do some glue on each feet this way, and I'm going to place this one a little over here, but of course be sure that you keep it in this space. And of course now the letter A, a little glue in the middle, and we glue this one over here, and we're going to be sure that everything is sticking inside of the block, at least the stand where he's standing on. So I'm going to let this dry, and I know you see this backwards, don't worry, that's just my telephone, so I'm not gluing it wrong. In a moment you see how he's really looking like. So we're going to let this dry, and then we're going to paint everything. So what I'm going to do, like I told you, I'm going to paint everything, and I'm going to do it in my little bit of the creamy chalk paint. But like I told you earlier, do any color you like, which is fitting for your decor. I always say it again and again. This is just inspiration, because some people it's a little bit hard to see if it is fitting for their decor, but most of the times all projects, if you give them a paint color, it changes up so much. So you see, if you look right now to this, you think now it's wood, of course, but if you're going to paint it in the color you like, your project turns so immediately in something which is fitting for your decor. So like I told you, I'm going to do this one in the creamy color. So I have already the letter H in the creamy color, and of course I only did a little piece of the inside, not totally, because you don't see it, and of course I'm going to decorate it later, the openings. But for now I'm going to give this also a creamy color, but of course I do it a little bit faster for you. So I finished this off, and of course in a moment you see the quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks letter H, and I'm so happy how it turned out. Of course you can use it two ways, because you can only do the H and you can make the word home. So do whatever you think is right. Of course I hope you took out your tumbling tile blocks too and did this DIY again together with me. And if you're only here to watch, I hope you had fun watching. And everyone who is new here, of course I hope you enjoy what you saw, and if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIY inspiration, come on over to my description box, there you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there, and for now I wish you all an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!